We are essentially discussing the future of our generations. Space has become one of major issues to create employment and to create wealth to our societies. In this program that we have discussed at the council level, and I hope to be approved with the parliament in the coming weeks, is particularly important not only to bring together different programs like the Copernicus or the Galileo, but essentially oriented to stimulate competitiveness all over Europe, to democratize the access to space, and to foster the development of new ideas, new entrepreneurial projects, and essentially to promote new and small companies throughout Europe, particularly for Earth observation issues. And this is what we have been called by the new space and the opportunities that Europe has, essentially to provoke and to stimulate new employments for new markets, from maritime surveillance to urban development, biodiversity, to many type of situations. For example, agriculture, the need to increase productivity in our lands can be further improved by using space technologies and detailed observation for satellites.
And how realistic do you think it is that the European Union is going to be able to compete with countries like China, which have seen a number of success stories recently, the US, Russia, for example?
That is always the question that we should face, because global competitiveness is increasing in this area, and Europe is a large player but needs to act collectively, and we need to bring together the Commission, the Member States, and the traditional, but also raise awareness within new entrepreneurs, and essentially promoting the idea that space creates employment. And let me tell you what we have been doing in Portugal very telegraphically. We create a new space law to promote new entrepreneurial situations. We launch a new program, the Atlantic International Satellite Launch Program, in order to facilitate the development of a small spaceport in the Azores, in the middle of Atlantic, within the European continent. We launch a new space agency in close collaboration with the European Space Agency, and we are developing a network of new business for Earth observations, particularly through the Atlantic International Research Center. And other countries... Yes, please. Yeah.
Mr. Hayter, space exploration is famously very expensive, and money is tight at the moment. How difficult is it to justify redirecting EU budgets to space exploration rather than, for instance, technology and science exploration on the ground here on Earth that could have, for example, medical benefits?
Traditional space is expensive and do require and will continue to require funding. But we are speaking essentially about a new space opportunity, because with the development of technologies and the miniaturization of technology, we can now put a satellite in a low orbit for less than 25,000 euros per kilo in orbit, and that has decreased 4 times in the last 10 years, and it will decrease the cost per kilo in orbit in the coming decade.